Shout out to the Valkyries. An incredibly impressive inaugural season comes to the end.
Wish I was there for that.
I would have killed to experience one Valkyries game. Even though the game last night wasn't even at Chase. They had to move to an arena in San Jose because Chase Center was booked out for a tennis tournament. So the Valkyries' first ever home playoff game did not get to be played in their home arena that they sold out for every single home game this season. But
incredible.
Still, those fans traveled, they showed up. The response of the fans after the game came to an end and the Valkyries had lost said everything. The applause, the appreciation, like that team and fan base became a unit. Like, you talk about a blueprint for any expansion team going forward. The biggest thing the Valkyries managed to do this year was create an identity. Like, that's one of the hardest things for a new company, a new brand, a new whatever to come up with, because identity can't really be forced. Or I guess it can be forced, but it's not as effective. If you're able to create a natural identity, an organic identity, which the Valkyries did with their fans who showed up every game from the jump, put your V's up. They designated their home arena as Valhalla. The team rose. And listen, we talked about it at the beginning of the season. I decided to be a Valkyries fan. My husband is from the Bay Area. It made sense that this would be the WNBA team that we embraced. But we expected to watch a really terrible season from the Golden State Valkyries, a team that was pieced together by no real stars when they did the expansion draft, and you go into the WNBA draft and you get young players, and you had a lot of international players. And my God, through the entirety of this year, they managed to create stars in their own right. They managed to make it through injuries. Their one all-star that they end up having in Kayla Thornton gets injured in the middle of the season, and they still end up making it to the playoffs. They have a handful of players who have to go take time off to play Euroball, and they still play a good enough brand of basketball to make it to the playoffs at the end of the year. And Veronica Burton, who ends up winning Most Improved Player this year, revives her career, or resets her career, I should say. She was always good, but sometimes you just need the opportunity to rise into being the star, and she took advantage of that. Natalie Nakase, Coach of the Year, first ever expansion coach to win Coach of the Year in the WNBA. She said it should be a coaching staff award. That's really a testament to who she is as a coach, and just the whole thing working there in Golden State. They obviously don't get their first ever franchise playoff win, but you would easily convince yourself that a playoff win will come sometime soon for the Valkyries.
They grabbed, it was mentioned on the call, they grabbed a bunch of women who were like 6 players off of their bench, right? So the first person off of the bench, they grabbed a bunch of them. And when you have that type of a player who's accustomed to sacrificing for the good of the whole, you have that type of player coming in, and you've got a bunch of that type of player coming in. Yeah, they're gonna gel together quite nicely and be willing to sacrifice for the good of the team, and that's what we saw the Valkyrie be able to do. It was so loud in there, you could hardly hear Nafisha Collier on the post-game interview, and she took a moment to talk about how incredible that environment was. I mean, the game shot goes up, game ends, and they're already on their feet because it's the last shot is a shot to potentially send it back to Minnesota for a pivotal game 3 or a decisive game 3. And they just stay standing, clapping, cheering, shouting. You've got the young woman who missed the shot, I'm blanking on her name right now, missed the shot on the ground crying, teammates helping her up as fans are clapping and cheering and making all the noise possible to let them know that they are appreciated and what they did was incredible. And it's so much so that the opposing team is talking about that moment. They stayed on their feet. Think about that. That play happens, shots missed, everybody's running around celebrating or distraught looking for comfort. The fans are cheering the whole time. They go to Brooke and Fee for the interview, and they're still standing and cheering, and they continue to do so as the broadcast crew throws to whatever's coming up next. I don't know. They might still be standing and cheering. Right, they might not ever leave that place. Those fans, I don't know when they left or what caused them to stop cheering. That moment was incredible, and it shows how much people care about the W. How much people who care about the W care about the W, if that makes sense.
The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, live every weekday at 8 a.m.